Hello, fellow nature nerds, and thanks for tuning in to Dirt Dispatch number 3. This is, of course, my bi-weekly short podcast where I give you updates on what I'm seeing, what I'm doing, maybe what I'm reading, maybe what I'm thinking, and just kind of have a little bit of fun in a little bit less formal context. So, of course, first of all, I'll give you the Pelican update. The Pelicans are still here, which is very exciting. Last count, there were about 9 that we saw. So hopefully the rest are hiding in the bushes and sitting on nests, sitting on eggs. We're seeing goslings, so the Canada geese have hatched some of their eggs. But we haven't seen any pelican chicks yet. But most of them have shed their horns. There's still a couple that have the horns still. But usually if they've shed the horns, that's an indication that they've nested, that they've mated, that they've laid eggs. So hopefully soon I will keep you updated on that. Also, while I was out checking on the pelicans, I saw the coyote that I've seen a couple of times. I actually saw it twice in the last week that I've been out there. Now, a lot of times people think that, coyotes are primarily nocturnal or they're primarily crepuscular, active at dusk and dawn. So if you see them out during the day, that means they're sick. But that's not true. That's kind of a misconception. A lot of animals that are nocturnal or crepuscular, especially this time of year, might be out during the day. And that's because this is the time of year when a lot of things, not just pelicans and geese, are giving birth. So there's hungry mouths to feed back at home. I'm guessing that maybe this was the male, the father, maybe there's a den nearby, and that he's out hunting to feed his pups. He looked incredibly healthy, good bushy coat, good big fur tail, definitely skeptical of some weirdo on a bicycle. So I think he's doing just fine. I think we also might have a crow's nest in the tree behind our house. So I'm trying to confirm that. There's a nest there. I don't know if it's an active nest or an old nest, but I've seen some crows around it. It looked like maybe they were adding to it or reinforcing it. They were defending it from some magpies. The challenge is it's hard to get a good view just because of where it's located. It's high in a pine tree. I can kind of see it from the window of the house, but I can't really see it very well. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully I'll have some news on that in the next couple of weeks. The other thing that I'm excited about is I have registered to become a certified interpretive guide. Now, if you're wondering what is a certified interpretive guide, if you've ever been to a historical site or a park or a nature center and there's somebody there that's talking about the history or talking about the animals or the displays or something like that, that person is doing interpretation. Now, you don't have to be a certified interpretive guide in order to do interpretation, but it helps, and it can help you get jobs. So it could potentially help me in the future if I decide to go to work for somebody else again. And it just kind of lends a professional certification to what I'm doing. A lot of the nature programs that I do could be considered interpretation. So that would lend some professional accreditation or certification to what I'm already doing, and it's very exciting. It will be kind of nice. In Virginia, I was a master naturalist. I missed the deadline when we moved to Wyoming, and I'm not sure we're going to be here long enough for me to do it when it comes around again. But the nice thing about the Certified Interpretive Guide is that it's a national certification. So if that's something you're interested in, check out the National Association for Interpretation, NAI. You can find them online, and you too could become a Certified Interpretive Guide. That's all the updates I have for this episode. If you want to support the podcast, you can do that by becoming a patron. All that information is at patreon.com/dispatches from the forest. If you want to make a one-time donation, you can do that through PayPal. You can also email me. The address is the same, dispatchesfromtheforest@gmail.com. If you want some merch, check out our merch store, cafepress.com dispatches from the forest. I'm your host, Tim the Nature Nerd O'Hara, reminding you to go outside and get dirty. Dirt Dispatches is a production of Dispatches from the Forest and may not be used or rebroadcast whole or in part without express written permission.